piano. And I must say, my show.
Almost $300 million.
So the show has come to stay. Mummy na yesu. Na yenchiche o man. Na wonso oni ni.
E daddy e Ghana for dia. Enye BP dia. Enye NDC dia. Enye obi bia dia.
President Kufano, because what to near mom and affecting all this. Fuel prices now what they buy.
Yeah, I just NDC for car, the papa did Ghana card, according to the drama nasa.
Mene wo kata ya yeka. Ye no nyanse ya te de e kina iti pa se kira. NDC for wo ba ko fa da bi wo ni me kai. Me na me ka draw.
Mo pese mo share so a mo ko Facebook na Instagram, ni YouTube, ni Twitch, Ghana News TV, Anchor FM.
Yechia Ghana Football. My show is your show because a Ghana 80 and a show that will be my show. And that will be asking.
You were here for your Majo and Mokwaba at the back my show, NDCHour, Jumedi so and I'm today Ghana News TV. Today Ghana News TV Benyaye or YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Twitch, and our Anchor FM on podcasts so Benyaye. You stressed that they were no what join the program here. But Roma ube lucky page, so onyanya. What share? So we share your YouTube, Instagram, and also Twitter and Facebook. Just share it on other platforms. Not for intimate and share your own tea program. Maybe. As usual, this is an NDC hour, and NDC we stand for nation building. Oman Ghana yidi in Oman Ghana mpuntu intina enenwumre ye share wa ha. Gidi se wakọ adwuma ba wabre sabe wo sanka wo rest. Enso so Ghana ho do ne Ghana yidi nti waje adwa a wo hweye ana utie. Wadaroma for comments, questions and submissions ebra na ebreso a epikin kan enso so edi amamo. Yamo song for Alfred ni betra dwumadi mu ama senior comrade Peter Mensah. Peter Ron Pabwash and Breaker Cranny because say unfu do so we nyina tinue Peter bibid na copy bia won so obo adwuma efa Ghana any NDC ho nte brepemu no Peter ebesa aba abegyinagua na Peter anya maye die na metena dwam e de ama ye Peter ansana may introduce me guest and let me were two solid formidable guests away and Tim. Answer may introduce Omono. I want to make this quick announcement. NDC European chapters. NDC Holland chapter any European chapters akabomu I organize the EU conference. The conference in Basso on the 19th of November. Amsterdam. Na said the Dodona anymore. Your special guest of honor. Was our conference your former president. The second president to be again in 2025. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Wono and a special guest. Into your all the other branches in the chapters are 80 here. Say open say over program Libya. You need an accreditation. So you contact your branch executives so that you can proceed from there. I learned accreditation, list has to be submitted to the protocol office. I think latest by the 15th of this month, so that they can work on the accreditation. That's right. All branches, chapters should come in our numbers to welcome our next president to be His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Program said they can the course of Amsterdam, Holland. Yo, etifo ene yen say brain sadaji ansana said the medical can introduce me guest no answer back mienu bi na mpese me de tudwa na me introduce me guest na introduce topic na yes the program no hwehwe so last order this week na and last week or order this week and you have to say World Bank omoba sa negotiations imu where Ghana systems no mo say Ghana the whole West Africa o maya aduane board den pa Ghana na me tie sa asem we no na me busa me say if that is true, and of course I don't doubt World Bank reports, and the government hasn't come out to say otherwise. Therefore, this report sounds to be correct. It's a Ghana aduane boarding. And if aduane board, the question is, what happens to planting for food and jobs? Investment government was as initiative no a DN emfaso and a abre and as a day break Ghana for. Is it as usual? Say Ghana sika yen say no. Yen pay me fantos and yen could this kind of answer saying. That is the question that I'm asking. And one other thing, Kumasi traders for some days now, I said 3 days, almost close to almost shops because of inflation, high rise of exchange rates. I share the plight of traders in Ghana or businessmen and women in Ghana, because the way the exchange rate is skyrocketing, the way the cedi is dwindling. If you are a businessman in Ghana today, then of course you are more than in a hell. And no na me pese me twe ahwefo ne atiefo adwensi bibi so. Just today, I heard the traders in Kumasi complaining, say, Internal Revenue Service, and I say GRA, Ghana Revenue Authority, the staff, akotena the various shops, say omontena hona market the kind of sales they will make each day so that they can take their taxes right there. And I say correctly. Actually, that shouldn't have been a wrong move. But the lesson here is Ghanaians, the ordinary voters, the traders, businessmen and women, you voted for a government or a president, somebody who promised you that when he comes, he's going to make the environment conducive for businesses. See the way he's choking your neck. Even in times, inflation are hitting over 40%. Tamwa Nana Kufuor and Dr. Bawumia, ABD Abain, the exchange rate, cedi to dollar, was around $1 is to 3 cedi 75 pesos. 4 or 5 years down the line, now $1 is to 11 Ghana cedis, 36 pesos. So at that time, if you're a businessman and your working capital is $100,000, it's $100,000, you know, how much will it be? What is the value of that $100,000 today? This should serve as a lesson. If the government can close his eyes in all these hard times, now when hey, I don't care about the inflation, I don't care about the exchange rate, I don't care about anything. What I care about is my 19.5% VAT tax and percentage. So whether you have it or you don't have it, I need and I have to collect those taxes. That is the government for you. And you, the voter, instead of you also holding the government to accountable, sometimes you sit down, you know very well that what the government is doing is not correct, it's not right. But because of partisan politics, you just hail the government. Where is Dr. Bawumia, the head of economic management team? So traders, Ghanaian voters, media kakra meka and I made chimadrin siso. Sa bino year waje taxa. Also year bino say omua memuni ye. Because nobody in Ghana is expecting any government to come and buy food for them to eat. But the government is there to make an enable atmosphere for businesses to strive, to prosper. But if the government fail on his duty, are you allowing the government to go scot-free? Are you allowing them to just come and sit on radio and television stations and then be praising someone who ought not to be praised? That should be a lesson to you, businessmen and women. And then my guests. And before I may introduce my guests, I have to introduce the topics for today. Was it Ghana needs leadership? Ghanaians are crying for JDM. That is our first topic. In Ghana, and it looks like there's no leader. Because if Ghanaians cry, or even now, Ghanaians are crying, but they don't see anybody they can cry to. But it looks like Ghana. The government doesn't know his left to his right, and it doesn't feel the plight of the citizens. And now what we need the most is leadership. And that is what Ghanaians are crying for. And they are crying for no other person than His Excellency, the former President, John Dramani Mahama. That is our first topic. The second topic for today is Ghana economic woes. Looking at the way the economy is, looking at the way the economy is crawling, we say that Dr. Bawumia, he's a failure. That is the second topic. And my guests for today are Comrade Daniel B. Tokuno. He is the NDC Frankfurt chapter chairman. Comrade Daniel has been a comrade since ages, and he's one of the senior comrades. When you talk about the NDC, we talk about probity and accountability. He is one of the big shots. Comrade Daniel, you are welcome to my show, NDC Hour.
Okay, Comrade Kuyolo, thanks very much for introducing me to this evening show.
And how is
it's a privilege? Okay, I'm from Frankfurt, NDC chairman. It's a privilege for me to be with you this evening. Well, you've said a lot, but let me add one or two things to it. Ghana needs a leadership. That is true. We need a dynamic leader.
Before we come to the topic, let me just introduce my second guest to our viewers, so that we come back to you.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, your second guest, or Comrade Said Sabato 1. Sabato is the NDC UK Ireland communication team member. Comrade Sabato, akwaba ediba my show NDC Hour Jumedi Subi.
Mini ameje so.
Yeah, that's it. Comrade, and I said the program no, yeah, kind of profundity.
That's good. Yeah.
So at so of course, today's program is going to be English and Tree. We are going to mix the language. Of course, it's an international platform. Therefore, any language is accepted, provided the host can understand and, of course, can speak. And here, the host can speak Tree and English and understand Tree and English. So, the program no, any Tree. Yo, and before I say the best start program, no, you call your first quick break, your bar, na your program, no, so we are going for a quick break, and we'll be back and begin the show.
Yo palache, tete.
Dromo
Ilo eche.
Papa ne na mbeshi lata konta mi ni free bank.
Elele for na
For na for onye gbemi call. Papa ni lata mi ni ebo kan wo jira po aye ko. Sini sando ba anye ba di step mi neke. Na nye ji ade nye.
Yo, what here for more baby at the my show NDC Hour Jumedi. So and now today Ghana News TV. Today Ghana News TV will be YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, and our podcast will be our Anchor FM. That must some joining here. Now let's move straight to my guest, Comrade Daniel Tokono, so that we can begin with the first topic. Comrade Daniel, do you think that Ghana today, as it is today, are we in leadership crisis? What do you think?
Comrade Alfred Kuyuli, NDC Chairman Chapter, thanks very much for asking me this question. I think at the moment we're in a crucial situation whereby we need a very strong leadership to steer the problem we are having in Ghana in the near future. Because if you go to the normal street, you see that the layman in Ghana has got nothing to eat. And he's still thinking that some future or some manners will be falling, and that manner is not falling. We have to create the manner ourselves. We don't have to wait for somebody else to create that manner. And that comes from our leader. Some of our leaders, they promised us when they were making campaign. But when they come to take the throne or the seat, they've forgotten all what they've said. So, to me, it's a high time that we have to think of another leadership to steer the ship. We are on board, left and right. You can't even jump overboard and swim. You can't even jump and do anything. All that you have to do is to sit down there and be praying to God. Prayer alone do not help.
Of course.
You have to do something. So that is what I think.
Thank you very much. And were you expecting that this current administration would mess up the economy the way it is, or you had some sort of high expectations?
Yeah, this current administration supposed to have done better, but they couldn't do it. And the expectation we were expecting from them was that to improve the economy, which they couldn't do because they have their best economist, which is called Dr. Baumia.
Baumia.
Yeah, Baumia, economist. But what could he do? We could find out that he's a very good lecturer, but he's not a practical person. You know, there are two types of people in this world. They could talk and talk and talk theoretically, but to put it into practice is what is lacking behind. And as a vice president, you must help the president to move ahead. He couldn't do it. I can give you other examples of vice president, like Al Gore, who was the vice president for America.
Yeah.
He was able to help Clinton to move ahead about the distant environmental policy, and that boosts the American economy to help the American president. Here we have in Ghana, Dr. Baumia, a senior lecturer from what type of university? All the universities in the world. He had been a lecturer over there and wrote a lot of books. This is what we call a theoretical professionals, but not the practical professionals. We need somebody who goes to the field and say, hey, let's do this and let's do that. And it works. But he doesn't do it. He only reads. And this type of reading, we've seen it for so many years. We need a change. And this type of change, we need a practical economist who will go to the field and do things with the people. Not only sit down in office, tell your people what they should do. If they're not doing it, go there yourself, do it yourself, and let them do it. This is what we need in Ghana. But we don't do it. We just sit down in office and put on 3 pieces of ties every day. And doing what? Practically nothing. Theoretically, wasting of time. Here in Germany, we can take, for example, our economists tell the government what they should do. Now they're even thinking of the €9 ticket for the people. And it's a very strong debate that the €9, it could come, or €49, or €20, or €1 a day. They're thinking about it. They're not thinking just, oh, let's do this, and no. We've
They are
learned
thinking
from
about
here.
they are thinking about that because they care for their citizens.
Exactly, of their citizen. This is lacking us in Africa, which is very, very, very bad. We have to start thinking of our people. But when we don't think of our people, we think of only with our pocket, with our money, 10% commission. That's what we always think of, which is wrong. Here we've learned from here, and we could do it in Ghana the same way. I know this Bagbin, he was a student here. And when he came to Ghana, he was trying to do something good. But the people around him were not allowing him to do what he wants to do, which is very, very bad. So, gentlemen, I think it's a high time we start thinking of our people, and then we can move forward.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you very much for your initial submissions on the first topic. Now, let me move straight to my comrade Sabato and ask him what his thoughts are. Sabato, a communication team member or NDC UK Ireland branch, and a chapter, sorry. Comrade Sabato, we have a first topic now. You say Ghana here a candy for. The candy for so they are a Ghana for soon a freight JDM. Only Ghana for a adwin.
Minia, my main that was in a main chair with tea for so. Now, Menka say, whilst we are talking of NDC there, my main can say UK branch any chapter na enche elections because something me feel say a very peaceful, very quiet, very calm, so that we can continue the unity that we have, you know. Because answer na bit me din kunimu election, you need a unity front so that you can fight our opponent. Divide, you know, and yeah, they will be timiako. Inti me huni say the election coming on one, very, very peaceful. Now, Makani say we sense say war NDCHour no so no. Who call me ankasa mini where be as a constituency. You can say constituency elections baswa. Anyway, to be as the chairman of the party and the MP, you know, I must show leadership. Ultimately, a united party, you know, to extend say there may be only few a contest, because I know Krana make a bakwana say me be. Apart from they have come to understanding say Nipano understanding say they fix themselves and no ultimate unity ni be ababeka home. Yehuni say by 2024 we see timi kuta yehu say ya ye be winning not only the margin yetimi e winning the previously but ye be timi aye bia ye den aka ho ntino em say next Saturday be and the be say election, you know, ye hope say the peaceful omutimi they organize omo till now they will keep it up until 2024 and beyond that. Meaning asema obusa no sanity here. Indeed, the Ghanaians are screaming, shouting, everywhere, agitation, calling for the former president John Dramani Mahama. I know yes, I didn't know yes, I said, this is the man, your opponent, you know. I can't send be brief fan when Mrano Mupa Kunyano. They said a lot of things are Yabobo to be brave so during a campaign time. Until nya opportunity no omatina kunwe so 6 years money away. Now the Ghanaians no have weighed those ones, you know. Ababi who said Mahama was far better than Akufo-Addo. Oma who says Oma Akufo-Addo 16 years or no being the president 16 years. What John Dramani Mahama achieved 4 years, you know. Nana do nya do obeti me achieve. And until now who said there is crisis everywhere you go in Ghana. From A to Z, everybody is calling for change. And if you are calling for change, then you need to look towards NDC. And if you are looking towards the NDC there, then you may need John Dramani Mahama as a leader to lead the NDC so that he can come back and continue where he left from. And the Minia and the who say Ghana for dia Jojo Obia call, and it's true. We are in a leadership crisis. In fact, Ghana at the moment, your president, what he benefits, and he said, as a president, you two and a boss misi kamano. Yeah, then I want na allowance mano. O two kind on answer or since Menoka say or France. I stand to be corrected though. Now, oh, you bet you aneka allowance because when him so also for working. Yes, you bet man allowance in Libya. And no, on any vice, any ministers, that's what they are in for.
Matisse France no call or the private jets and the Sako France.
Yeah, there is no way. I know the ultimate is some free. It has become one of his habits. When him say there, when you become a habit or when you become addicted to something, it's hard to change from it. And yet is a also bit to me as a same free. Bear in mind, they say, now do your dada back. So on the mention, young ya papa back. There is difference between obi or your dada back and obi or your papa back. And you know, those differences, you know, ebewo hunti me no ka say there. Obi or beka say we need a change biano and minia oko social media. Who the amount for a call for the change, you know, we need me credit. I have said some of my platforms, so my Facebook pages at the moment, the president could have do the needful, resign and go, allow Baumia to continue the rest of the 2 years in our account. Why? Because I say Baumia ba a new face, obetimia sesa the ministers in a kakra, just to keep us going. And just say, yeah, NDC Nintino. Yeah, percent normal quite no. As I yeah, but 2025 no. Yeah, but bre as a party because ubebani ya mortgage bibia said the end ya mortgage no me na kakra ke ye mortgage ka hwansa no akwa. Where are we towards him? To make me free son Nanado as a president, you know. This is the time I need to call off. I was so resigning because in some bakum you be or kind, you know, has come back to bite him, even if it's economy, if it's a leadership. Say Bagalam say fighter. He has failed. Corruption, they know their own cohort crampono. All these ones in the chance were failing. And the age wise, and so say oh could 79 to 80. No, that tells you say I was so resigning. Number me take it because this is the president Obaya on your reshuffle that he care less about reshuffle because the Obia ye biano or support. And untino Ebeya won't see from not vice president in taking charge. That will bring new face. Or no ba obey ye other ministers be about a different face beba ebia. The foreign investors will even have confidence on those people, just to come and invest in Ghana. Ebema ankwanko bakum you be one talk. But for now, said if he want to still remain for the rest of the 2 years now, then the disaster now you woman I don't know the word to use again. I don't know. So clearly, yes, who word to use because who use to disaster? But the woman now make can say the leadership change in India we need. All those years through 2024 then we may plead with the president to do the needful and resign now so that the vice president will take in charge. I hope maybe if the vice president take in charge, the foreigners, you know, the foreign investors, the capital market, maybe they will have some confidence on the new leadership and maybe change their course. That maybe will bring a little bit light. Affairs in Ghana. So, Minia said the Ghanaians are willing and ready anytime for change. And the only change they are looking for is for the NDC and John Dramani Mahama to come back. Medasi Minia.
Before answer me boost out me or question me boost out, but before then, my producer more sa video ya promise Kufu the question promise ye about year campaign 2016 producer boss ha video no my video here the Sunday way.
When maba ever say yes kasa. See the liar hata I want in the enemy. I don't see one year Gana Yenya Ufaso. When you see a say maybe Muswa, Unya Ufaso. Because Sikano, the Munyedu. na no ne adwuma kɛse a yɛba bɛyɛ yɛba bɛkyerɛkyerɛ no ne bi yɛnya sidia emu odu na wɔne di dwa no ne nya ho mfasoɔ wɔde bɛsɛ adwuma no so a ne nya ho mfasoɔ ɛka ho bi gyina mekɔfa abawomia sɛ ɔmbɛka me ho yɛhyehyɛ yɛ sikasɛm no ɛyie na sika no ɛmu nyɛ dubio yɛtumi de adwuma ne ahotɔ so aba Ghana na ɛnɛ Santa Maria foɔ wokɔmfia no makɔsɛkyerɛ me nuanom monam fofoɔ sɛ ɛnyɛ radio so ne moate ɛnyɛ television so ne moate ɛnyɛ krataa paper na meakasa mɛmfu
Yo, a tier for the Dasi producer Yamin Shrow. Comrade Sabato. Okay, video your boy, yeah. And yet, your current president. Or can say, I ain't at those time. See, you know, I hat, which means why ha very weak CD. I'm a traders at the CD, no, a trading, omunyam fast war. And that. Yen to abama no or ne ba umia na oba obama sidi ne more you do so that when they trade they can make more profit and then cedi $1 is to 11 Ghana cedis 36 pesos and now what you say Kumasi traders lamente omo shops because of this exchange rate and inflation what's that to be able to say GRE at the omo reps akwatana some shops Kumasi say omo ko market register so be better a ball joint back on market we to spanner no market we are they no or you say 1,000 Ghana cedis 1,000 or share me busa say in the papa way bosh or koshe no more no bosh or more budget any the kind of and Sheswa they share traders in the what kind of person is he?
Well, Minia, made as a sort of boss I tape no matter what here. This is one of the evidence base. Now, Osha Diana Nanado, then candidate of MPP. Oka, no Oka. Na Oka, Siso, Satamana Nanado kana yebe frabamono. Na ya $2. 3 cedis, 72 pesos. And I ye free abaimu. And no na do jina hona no waka say no my dollar na ye ha. And the cedi na ye ha. And no na do air canon. No waka chile na tifo. It is a wusha and no so. Na and the yame no waka say. One kasa said the dollar no a ye 11 cedis. 36 pesos. Baby cry 56 pesos. And I mean no say. Now only my dear Bakunti am saying and I do any ministers or more GP or more boy canon. Minia Yanka say Bibia ya man be so. Even advanced countries crano, there is challenges are air cost. But what are the leaders doing? The leaders no or making sure say and no man now turn last month in an anybody. This month was a bath from Kakra. So if you Sausha and say I'm an fuel prices are drop air drop. A starting say a drop no a bathroom depending area war. Okay. Your inflation rate UK last month no na eba you call 10 plus and yes about 9 plus. That means say na abani normal or the Google account no a positive results. Yes. But who call your near my since a petrol boy say no can say since the dollar the cedi started falling against the dollar no ni cedi no and what they know engineer that and one is a dollar na ebu cedi ni sa de chine bia and I mean no say you better sorry within the week no by next week no near group 12 dollar no and the euro ne pounds on there and no there you cannot even contain. And nothing that make us an another ministers no. One more that the aname can say was an another reason about me about say your constitution no say or mummy and to mean free office unless they have committed crime. Say president no resign, vice no was say not that we are happy with the vice. But that's what the constitution says. At least if the vice come, maybe there will be some one or change ministers. A new input to be baba economy. No. It is also the another kind. These are the things I was what me resigning from. Because who wa bresona na wo kaseti na dollar no. Eye 3 cedis na o de kokoto dollar dia. Why now I will be for almost 11 cedis in
almost 12 cedis, yeah.
How do you justify this if you are an MPP? There was even some videos where no case 1 cedi $1. Maybe you would have fisa or mobile no or more cedi domination.
Yeah, really domination.
Yeah. 2007, 2008. And a dollar near the air plus no more reduce cedis no. But under comfort time no be no near $2 is at the end and near Tony. So we shall start time near currency.
Yeah.
But almost is there on the free so no and another. Ejina simple so no kase $1 was 1 cedi. Ni would have said there was a CDD domination or man kasa na de buy. And then the man kasa no asa betwa 1 million a bombako, 2 million a bombako. So that tells you say they don't even think of what the decision that they make. Omoda sorry ya no ma ba be ye bibi. Enti no clearly no so we share video abo ye wati efo be kase na we no aden obi na na kasa man na Akufo-Addo ana dabi. It was a man who was desperate, wanted to achieve his goal being a president and sana will be and son we now be call retirement and son wako. His whole dream is about this is the president on your opportunity call Oxford the way UK 1 year. Said the end the kosi wo ho no so ne papa ne so won be call Ghana Legon. Now ontimi associate with the Ghanaian community. Who does that? Why they take his gamble no and we are so be at Oxford University ako. And then I will be Oxford 1 year. Now papa say jai Oxford University. I know na chechuchi kata no mo ne kokofo no e kasa de bo o mo bono. Wo wa jai no say wo kwa akoko Legon. So that tells you the history of Nana Akufo-Addo. He has not been honest. And one of the dishonest presidents yenyano in our history. This is the president ye coalition nipa 80 timiwu. Onka ya kwanchire o mabusuafo. Onko Hong Kong kwachia o. This is the president the see or Apiati. Ebesin the president won't see one moda. Ebesin that the people of Apiati ye jisi they are still suffering. And ka disaster way obi akwoti Apiati biano aban behwe na akopim sem ko beko wum. But those people no and the omo ye west crampo chain previously. So that tells you about the president and nowadays there meaning the president care less. He doesn't think anything. What he think now is about how they are going to win 2024. So they can cover him and his family because MPP aban they can still and who said they want to capture the judiciary, which they have managed to do. And until another one or cassetia 9 Supreme Court judges. NDC time here were 9 Supreme Court judges. Nanado find it unnecessary to criticize. Say at then or market away, you want 9 Supreme Court judges. Because bear in mind said 9 Supreme Court judges, Article 71 or Moka Humbi. And to say as Gresham and Wutia, more security, you provided everything for them. And the meaning I say there were 21 Supreme Court judges. Akufo-Addo by were appointed almost like 9 or 11. And that yaka ama numbers ekosoro. Our money now no moka Article 170 holders. On one the presidential staffers. 337. Something NDC yaka etomre bia wo kan obi say yeni alternative yeni alternative say yako 2020 election ye the People's Manifesto and a koye and a kwachira manfo bibia wo People's Manifesto A to Z say ya mining field say ya economy 5 million 10 billion big push for the infrastructure ni na was a book we mu enti perhaps young coalition na young for policies be ampon to actually no opese who NDC alternative you go to our manifesto ewo ho ni na the former president, I have a forum there, your friend, crossroad. 14 alternative to the government. These Supreme Court judges are obubo this or this 337 presidential staffers are a what president has no or catch them so can't take 170 holders and who be. And to what I was able to almost so not ya then. And high a be more kind so on Pamukano for Riata first and some economy in and to so be all this alternative now Kabada say NDC body a more Kazakeke, Mumuni alternative, be an any panel. He has not been fair, and after the Yakano, a Muranda soon. So clearly, Minia, for the tape, boy, for a normal Mabu Bossui, and the inflation rate 37.7. And nothing I make us about 1 yard, Minia, so inflation rate, somewhere July, now you're 31.7. Then August, and you're 34%. Then September ending, you're 37.7. And coming home, ye naka numbers in a coffin. Then the MPP for back says, oh, yeah, BP. But the numbers keep on shooting. I know Chasamono, I didn't jimunsem. There is no plan B. Muntimin koda ye tuamoka. Ebom kasamon kodana monjene maye. Namun fa no man tutu akwam namun enuti na omo other benefit amemini wuye nibi. Because we want them to think enuti na president baby obeden na nadu ane wodi na o man ni tuaka. Said e be ya obenya peace of mind na watimi di adwene na watimi edi atoto ne normal na watimi di new things come bring in board. But this is where Bosumi should be inflation rate ko ade atibia na se shops ya working shops no the only adoma woman enya kura ne se minua sa wo frɛ yes yambeye discussion na sa me se me ba beto ade wo ho me ba ya ade no wo se obi 10 cedis me so okay and me koyi momo aba me koyi momo ameba no me ba wo kro ya no aka chem say 12 cedis. This is what the traders are facing at the moment. Since when any GRA for Cocotina Hose will be transfer pass back one now watch no so watch on the tax. Since when? Since when? So and then one so matutum, but what here MPP for no so a NDC for no and what to shop fine. Yeah, NDC for nine say ya draw so. As we are got to about Musi and Winnie. Bibia ye NDC president Nabeko baby na embrantie kobunu say baby omo it's not about politics no mubu afu no mubu president and no president omo free omo so ye NDC for sandi pa bebrebe we dey NDC for yakoto abanso amosi ye nwini
yakoto amosi ye nwini.
Thank you. Entiminia things are falling apart. The center cannot hold. So we need a new leadership. And some point Sandy Abeko 2024, no, President need to resign. So we're trying to fight against Galamsey. One messing up totally. That tells you, say, the president need to go now and give way to the vice president. No, so metric a crack a crana can a copy say, Tamu Besso Abeko to a bar. Ghana for now, Beboye, and me a sister uncle for we say true. I've always said, democracy, even in advanced countries, always is a two-party. Sanya Kofia, all the time. But the attorney say, MPP for buy your mumbo mumboding, Cronoa or more boy, Bessia or more boy or more fanya, Galamsea, Nina or more ye judges or my diaboso, economy, no so more person or more jabos into a more opposition, Crono more that should control the market. That's the plan of a Kufado. And into no mukofa a Japaba, and nothing and the big companies biana, a yawamun call for and a dedano. Te a base omuni power crana, they can still manage the economy no, whilst they are in opposition. So clearly, no, I'll keep on saying all the time. They may call it for say the president in Nana Kufado at his age, the way he has been super incompetent in the day. he need to do the needful and resign now and go.
Thank you. Thank you. Said the economy na ye no, said the Ura Akufo-Addo, the economy na fana there, he needs to do the needful and resign. That says Comrade Said Sabatu from NDC UK Ireland branch. Yo, for me pese me cooking kind comments for modiaba na if you are yatwa yumedi no so let me see the comments that have trooped in. Wilfrey Boachikan or say Alliance for Change. And Wilfrey Grace Talks. Good evening, comrades. Good evening, Comrade Grace. Watching you from Stuttgart. I mean, sure, comrade, or hey, Brebia, if Stuttgart. Wilfrey Brimpon Buosiakon was a greetings, comrade. Watching you from Warsaw, Poland. And good evening to all comrades watching. Wilfrey Tom Nutako Eho. And Nimatu Adamu also have my thumbs up and also more fire. And I will say Superior also watching you from Barcelona, Spain. And Vis Ghana was watching you from Edukrum, Equiapem. Patience Dakun, any Patience say good evening, watching from Hamburg. Thank you, Patience. Well, yeah, Fiona Che Asantewa was a good evening, watching you from New Edubiase. Greetings to all New Edubiase people. Where Daniel Damwansi was a point of correction. Baumia is never a good lecturer. All those students he taught at a university in one African country, which I have forgotten the country, all his students failed his subject, so I don't regard him as such. With Daniel Eho. And a Patty Na Bedu was a good evening, comrade. Great job. Thank you, Patty. Mariam Mahama, the president and his vice need to go. Bawumia cannot bring any change. Leila Mahama, was a good evening, comrades. Good evening, comrade Leila. Nimatu Adamu, was it Apo is sick in the head. Opo. Where Daniel that onesie was a Sabato. I'm sorry if you Baumia to take over now as interim president, Mr. Chairman, everything will be worsened and never trust me. The NPP has no better candidate to search even before his and the reason Ghanaians are suffering now. Where Miller or say 1 euro is to 11 Ghana cedis, 20 pesos. Sikano say. Was it sometimes I feel ashamed as a Ghanaian whenever I'm at work under this cruelest governance in my beloved country with Daniel Dawansi Ho. On Jasper Kujo Adama was watching from Italy. Thank you, Comrade Jasper. And with Leila Ho say they are not thinking of how they are going to win, rather thinking of the next strategies to steal and announce themselves as the emerge winners. Thank you, Comrade Leila. Fiona Che Asantua say the system is not working. We need JDM. And we free Tofiko Ali Dani or say NDC fresh guy from Mönchengladbach. He didn't demand me money. Nematu Adamu Sikano Ashe Sikano Ashe enona Nematu Ede Abba etie for Edama say mode mo comments ba mo koso for comment nemra the stress way NDCHour ewo today Ghana News TV so and I will share ye waba afen wa join a program here besro share programming or other platform for NIA so enhwe yebekọ your quick commercial break if you are the second topic no abehyehyɛ soon.
Yo palanche, tete.
Dromo
Ilu eche.
Ofa na mbeshi lata ko nchami ni free bank.
Elele forma for na.
For na for onye gbemi go ba ba ni lata mi ni ebo kan wo jira po aye ko. Sini sando ba nya ba di step me neke. Na nya ji aje nye.
So etie for that was say Mosai at join be sita advert we me hwa na I am said because when you gbemi na wa me kai no me kai pa yen collaborate because say uni fa na bo bibi sa na office chiri said the hash pagana for them do baby na ya tete to baby on person be the atem but pan her situation wo mu ne said the normal AC kwana na ne ho ha hai ti ma me no I feel her pain. You are here for you must say some join here your second topic. So the second topic person comrade Daniel Tokono. Comrade Daniel Tokono, person that's why second topic in the so comrade, you are welcome back to our show or my show NDC Hour. Now we want to move straight to our second topic, and the second topic is Ghana economic woes. And we say that Bawumia is a failure. Do you agree to this statement that Dr. Bawumia is a failure?
Comrades, I don't have to make a long argument on these topics. It is clear to every Tom, Dick, and Harry in Ghana that our economist professor or Dr. Edison Bawumia is a failure. You could see from the beginning how the cedi depreciation came into existence. Now, the cedi to a dollar is almost $12 cedi to a dollar. Where does it come from? It is from our economist doctor. So what is he doing over there? He's just talking every day, shaking his tails, just like when you go to school, you read Animal Farm, like a pig talking. That's not correct, economist. We have a lot of things to do in Ghana to change the shape, and he's not doing it properly. And the old guy who is the head of state, Mr. Nana Addo Kufuor, supposed to advise him, but because Nana Addo himself, he doesn't know his left and right. All he's aiming at just to be a president of Ghana, so that maybe he gets presidential burial. That's what he's thinking of. He's not thinking of the Ghanaians, how they live, how do they get their 3 square meals a day. It's not his interest. How can the president live that way? And what says the economic advisor? I remember when Nkrumah took administration, we have Geoffrey Bean, who was the economic advisor to Nkrumah. He was advising Nkrumah. Nkrumah was listening to him. Of course, not all the advices. But here is a case. This guy, he's just messing up with our money. All what they know is to give a contract to some good-for-nothing people and get 10% or 12% commission, which is very, very bad. Look, if Ghana claimed to be a golden state with gold, look at Accra to Kumasi Road. For ages, this road had never been completed. Why? Because our economics professors or engineers, they're not taking it so serious. I'm not very good in tree, but I have a very good friend of mine who is a tree guy. I told him, if Asante Hene dresses with gold ornament and travel to America or to Britain with Asante Hene, all the Henes with him, and when they come back, they return with their 3 pieces of suit. What happens to all those gold? If they think very well, they could have built a very nice road from Accra to Kumasi and put a golden gate behind the Kumasi Tech University. So that when you enter Kumasi, you know that yes, this is a golden state of West Africa, and we shall be respected for that. But no, all what we know is how to steal, and the president knows it, and he doesn't say a word. What sort of life is that? And if we can't construct Accra to Kumasi Road, what is the road between Accra to Takrady? Those roads are supposed to be infrastructure to make our foods which have been damaged in the farms could be transported. But they don't think of that. All that they need is go and buy yam, rice from China, so that we get 10% commission from all those food. That's why I said our economists, the Dr. Baumia, must be gone. He and the president together, because if you sack the president alone, Baumia will cover him up.
Yeah, definitely.
They all trick. They're birds of the same feather. If you sack them, clear all of them together, so that we don't have the president, we don't have the vice president, and then we shall get a new fresh people, and then we could advise them, and they could do a new thing. And those new people means NDC should take over. We don't have to waste time again. Even if they resign today, NDC can take over. It has happened before. It has happened in some advanced countries. But if it doesn't happen, both president and the vice president, they should go all together, so that the new political party that takes over administration will be given a manifesto or mandate to do the right thing to be done.
Yeah, comrade, I want
Look
to
at our
ask
military.
you.
Look at
What
our
is with the
military.
military?
The military is biased.
How?
There was a time I went to Burma camp. I saw a junior officer saluting his senior officer, Nana Macheo. Where on earth do you have that salutation in the military? I grew in Burma camp. I know the military salutations. Nana Macheo, that is not correct. Thank you, sir. That's the correct way. And if someone could not speak that language, so what is he going to say? And how do they respect themselves? No wonder the corruption is all over the whole Ghana. And we have our economic minister sitting down, watching. Go to the police services. The police service, you can't talk about it. It's worse. Go to the Temahabo. I remember when Atamils was in power, we told them that the economy is being driven to the Temahabo. Atamil saw it and said, how happened that people working at the custom office for 2 years, they could put up buildings? How much is their salary? When ordinary Ghanaian engineer or a technician could work about 10 years in a firm in Ghana and you could not put up those buildings, that means the corruption is also there. So the whole system, it has been corrupted. It is very unfortunate that Atta Mills died earlier, because he was a very good guy and he understood things which could be put into correct position. But unfortunately, he left. And then came Mahama. So I'm sure all these people should go. We need a change. That is my final word. We need a change to change all of these people, which means we have to vote them out by the next election.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you, Dr. Baumia is the head of the economic management team.
Yeah.
When he was in opposition, he held series of economic lectures that raised the hopes of Ghanaians in him, and then as well as his party. That's why Ghanaians voted for them in 2016, but haven't mounted the podium or haven't taken the seat. Upon all the economic hardship that Ghanaians are facing, you hardly hear Dr. Baumia talking about economic matters. You hear him here throwing a party or there lunching or opening toilets and building toilets for some people and all that. Is he losing his priorities or what? Or what?
Well, that's why I said those people, in my first speech, I said those people are theoretical economists. They could talk, but how to face a problem, daily problem for the people, they don't know it. Even if they know it, they pretend not to know. That's the system in Ghana. Even if they know it, they pretend not to know. So people are suffering, and you don't solve his problem, or you don't solve their problem, but we only keep on talking, go to symposium here, symposium there, and be given lectures. Whereas the common person in Ghana need at least 3 square meals a day, and even a place to sleep. He doesn't have a place. You could see that people are hanging in kiosk, which is very bad. Why couldn't we get this thing, portable houses for them? It's also part of the economy.
Yeah.
But we don't think of that. We only think of how to go and buy rice from China so that we get 10% commission. We only think of how to buy corn from China, how to get the 10% commission, which is wrong. If we have a fertile land in Ghana, why can't we use it? We could use it. And if we produce food and we don't have places, we have silos. We could build silos and keep them there so that later on we can use it. But we're not thinking of that. We only think of how to import things so that we get 10% commission. And like my colleague says, our president travels. When he travels around, he get, I don't know how to call it, per diem. Yeah, collect money for only how to travel, collect money, and come back so that it will be written in the history of mankind. The best president, the old president, and he did practically nothing. To me, all what I'm agitating for is that it's time for them, they should get out and put a new government over there.
Thank you very much, Comrade Daniel Tukono. He said that what he's advocating for is both of them should be put out.
Not one remains. Not one remains and the other, no, to cover them up. No. Both should go.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Now, let me make this LPM, then I'll move to Comrade Sabato and get his thoughts on the second topic. Here is NDC Holland chapter in conjunction with other European NDC chapters organizing an EU conference, that is European conference. This conference is going to be held on the 19th of November, 2022 at 10 a.m. The special guest of honor of this conference is His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, the former president of the Republic of Ghana. All comrades are duly invited. Please, accreditation is required. So if you belong to a branch and you want to attend this conference, kindly contact your branch executives, and then they will take it up from there to make sure you get the accreditation for the program. As we're here for a year, NDC Holland chapter, Omone NDC chapters of what Europa can boom organize a European conference. As our conference there, Basso on the 19th of November, 2022, next month. 9 or 10 a.m. and a program started. Now, one had your guest of Hannah and a special guest. Hey, Yeni Papa, your former president. 2025. Yes, said for Obama and be president. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, or no any special guest of honor, or no air Bejumedi. TSR comrades, all chapters, all branches. Mama yang kaya home, na yam bright in our numbers. Of course, in yes, all far car now, but who hear accreditation and send away to me Abejumedi no assay. Excellency who belong to branch, NDC branch, be an now person over program Nibia, over contact or branch executives. Na omodi accreditation no ho echuma amount. Ebre any I think say this week, and there was a list, you submitted a German chapter. There was a latest by 15th. Also submitted all the names of comrades who wish to attend this conference to our chapter general secretary. And into yes, other chapters and also I believe some more timelines. Into we hope say mobile follow timelines, so the be a bring it through in edi and monyam about what time you made in a na ya welcome ye papa na yenno edi insa was. Now, let me go straight to my comrade Sabato. It says Comrade Sabato or Comrade Sabato, your second topic. You see, Ghana economic woes. Economy amani huna ye huni. You see, Dr. Baumia, we dear fairly. Wone omomoka san eyajene.
Oh, I mean, me no amoya adwene kra broso. Edientina omoke kasa. This is the man ne yere kra Samira Baumia. Edi ne ho dance e ka no brofo mu se woye economic wizard. Na kire se de ne yere esi ahihye ne kunu profile no. Ka hu ni se oba bi ade at least o ma ne kunu credit, but ono ne credit na o de ma ne kunu ne de it was more than credit. Minimum word maybe use. So na just say ne yere hihye ne ye. Ne yere ka ne kunu ho asem. And president nso a otesu say nso kan say. And now say na oye adwuma o Bank of Ghana as a deputy governor nintino under the Kokofo administration, Enti na amana pena asema wafa na aka no say de be ya obetoto ye sika samono amanagina pi. Enti tamane e wa aban mu no so obeka ya then and the vice president doctor oseti questions bebre ama the late Pakosi Amisata.
Yeah,
obeka say so to me answer sa questions na it will our economy will bounce back. Na itide bia minya akonya ya mibuza say unfortunate minka ya tefo ya Pakosi Amisata why late. Enti sa questions no na answers no no ba umi awowo
no
and they dey challenge bi eni ho to answer sa questions na o set ye no antena se no ankasa won answer no bako said ye be ya economy no will bounce back enu bie mu no o te say sa atam no na ba umi ase kase bibie ni wa wo bege o pa gina ho kasa ma umi ni munye dry he kasama de nche when the fundamentals are weaker,
the exchange rate,
the CD rate, will expose you big time. Satam no Baumiako baby, Baumiakra, yesterday, no, I had say inflation for more day and the inflation rate by Aminu, ya come once a me. O man, but then, Nina no one Jindi, and to no one cassa or fan a yere Samira Dinechi, no moko market. No makoto to a say, and one is a one who the cost of the items that you are buying. Then you can see the different. By the idea, obey advice, and other benefits. I wouldn't yes, what could go and no one could debut. And to when you the can win the effect of it. And yes, sir, so what has a time about me? Say when the fundamentals are weaker. The exchange rate will expose you are. And the exchange rate has bite Baumia and exposed Baumia and the Nakufado big time to extent say Omunya baby pon omudo omuna yesi. But Ghana your manya people refuse to resign from their position.
That is very sad.
Because when the fundamentals are weak and it will be mreso. There was a time of Crampa, the president in an Akufo-Addo catcher said, Ojina Simpie so said, Satam now cast $1 no nay 1 CD under Kokofono. Now you need to have 2 CDs for $1. If I were them, Minia can you treat me with TF1T? If I were them,
think I may or more.
I could have resigned and say sorry. But he knows them. They want to hang on to power. Are you going to allow that? And Jesus said no. So and the Bruni Busa said, what has changed? Because clearly no, and the city no, the West currency, the West currency, and the Oka say Bank of World Bank, Eddie Bar said the debt to the GDP 104. ABC where you back that. Ye free amambu muna your debt to the GDP 56%. At the end about Miano man country, then candidate. So clearly no, things have gone wrong. Things are not working anymore. The Ghanaians now with Gina simply so car say teacher training, nurses, kaya ye, drivers, mate for they are suffering. No? Now they are more than suffering.
Now, only the M1 want to say, maybe the M1 want to say, answer Dr. Baumia, or no, or economic management, head of economic management team.
Yeah.
I don't know what a solid team. Mutanachi. I can't fool baby say, ye hear we and son and dear fatter. Take or buy as economic management and any or core mandate. So be making sure economy no age in a year. As a way economy not watching. And oh yeah, DB yensra de sa wonye.
That tells you said my other colleagues in the car, you know. He's good on theory. He's good and true and poor. Come and stand there and read. But when he come to the practical, because you see, I know the economy management team nano. And this is the time and our practicals and then questions now was setting out the late back with CMB came into effect. This is the time all these things you need to come into effect to say I am in charge. Yakwaha, I was here the way back. And maybe you catch NDC for say the way I'm okay, you end up in IMF. Yako IMF now say okay. By and ye say the way we overcall IMF. They also won't call later no call IMF. That alone no call for resignation from the president, the vice, and the finance minister. But this is the president who has refused to do reshuffle. Reshuffle doesn't necessarily mean that you need to sack somebody, but you can change. Obia or host 2 morning show. I did not call afternoon. And maybe Obia or afternoon show, have a morning show. And to bet me, do be a free finance, aqua education. No way you will be a free health, aqua, ebia finance. And not necessarily say yes, Saki will be apart from a kind of Oforiata on there. Now a Newcastle or yet or finance minister. So clearly, no, Baumia, I joined the core mandate now, cannot because I don't know what fairly. And until as Abakaya 2019, when the dollar no start to say raise up against the city, no, so Abakaya early 2019, President Nipa Baku 19. Say, Omontina same shop on Befaso and Betty I manage city, no. I manage stable with the dollar. No, so Bakaya. Sa 19 team no moti no na ba mianka humbi. Na ye mianka Imani president Franklin Kujo no okasa team no. I don't know what has happened to that team. Because the side team no da so wo ho and na dollar yi e busi dia to extend say and the city no wan sore kra na say dollar ni na si ni so sa no omia na mene no woko. Dia not what is their impact. So anything they catch a man for says things even started falling apart and sana COVID, but COVID the crowd there. I beg your blessing, I'm Ghana because I never covered that and Kenya almost 35 billion Ghana cedis from the foreign for foreign countries like World Bank and IMF. Yeah, IMF application 3 billion Ghana cedis. 3 billion US dollars. 3 billion US dollars. Meaning, cover the buyer, you call for rapid loan facility. And no, 1 billion US dollars. Later, almost 1 billion US dollars. And 2 billion US dollars. Meaning, now yantime amfa no anya hwe 3 billion na ye kwakwaje no eno na be ye den. Meanwhile, Auditor General report by year we yaka kire yes we lost 17.5 billion Ghana cedis. And 17.5 billion Ghana cedis equivalent to the dollar no best 1.5 billion US dollars.
More than half of
to what tells you say your mouse are 3 billion we na say we the ba share economy ma enkodi amanfo botum nya o man no na beboka. Thank you. And no baby or mortgage, some of them will even start in 2025. And then you get fine idea see our Esla or Mukassetia or Mudi see our so they mention so ya were no baby or ban ya mortgage Sikaneba and so echo baby and nothing and the who say MP's common fund. District common fund, they are all in arrears. Unim say yenuanum na kofua ban yankasa nete just to impart a little bit of their lives, And that ye council mon kotena fie no. Ebi no mo 10 to 12 months yentua omoka. The nurses and teachers, the nurses and the teachers allowance they promise say omo de back omo de buy and 6 to 8 months yentua omoka. And the BPI you're running or Ghana, no, you're running. I don't know, be so free SHS and no say, Coso, I buy by your HMCS. I buy me, but we are running it in arrears. We are borrowing to support those kind of activities to go on. So, and not I will say, Yenjina ye. That tells you, say, Yenjina ye. Nansenya Sobakaya, any expertise, kabi. Buy any free so dollar no bet me is stable. That's 730 million US dollars now a buy loan a buy see the train a cocoa syndicated loan. Yakwa call share say no so beba and no aba be popia 1 month a CD na stable kakrabat. I don't know 8 million.
Na me ba we no na me busa say sabato on when a quick give me a quick answer ye time no asom. Sa Dr. Bamuya ye kan ho asem ono esisi onam ebo apro say Ghana fonds hanto apama no na o me president ye fede no on fere anase bu no mu Ghana for
enya fere no on fere bu no mu Ghana for onim say aban oba ye ombu Ghana for that. The reason to America said this is the banya ye war pandemic mo timi promise obesi 88 hospitals. I feel the best on si ba kumpo just to justify. Nemo mo betimi asa be gina simpie so aka tere Ghana for so si say dem I standing the call 111. Clearly, bro ni bia ni wa obeya sa de no. So at that tells you say Baumia one kasa economy ye de ma wa would anim. Things are falling apart and the center cannot hold anymore. Bibia obia ebre e wo Ghana. Wo bia ebre to extent say Kumasi for ebe to mu shop mu because of taxes in it. Any exchange rate that tells you something. Enutino sanke yebronia. And there be justification I was say obey campaign say yanto abama. By nam so mumbu Ghana for no. That's why Nanado has never said sorry. Say Nanado any Baumianum Bugana for common anti platformer. The word first and obey sorry. We have failed, but ye put the challenge upon us say we will bring things back. By Omonkasa Adetina also amokaso mo pacho ade John Dramani Mahama ni NDC ni ho COVID ni ho Russia Ukraine war ni ho dabi ene to amonka sorry omo di share NDC John Dramani Mahama ene omo ye free so no omo de COVID ene na nti omo de about Russia Ukraine war omo phrase omo refi say NDC abreso no yensu ye nya Arab Spring Arab Spring sorry affecting most of the Africans. You say na yen yankasa ye internal shock be to say your electricity ni any capacity it me generate power. But yen ni na no yen kojira ho no mo mfa nkɔhye obi. But wo mo de enya John Dramani Mahama even Galamsey kura no John Dramani Mahama ni NDC for na ye. So enu ntino omo nka sorry so omo nim sorry kan enka nye omo abraboni. This is the president ye kunin call for mpa disaster crazy won kɔ ho no mo empo no wodi nani akɔ akɔhwe de esi ye da bi onya soma na nipa no kɔpɛ asa. So clearly no Baumia has no any justification or so ever to even stand in pose and kiyanto abama no. Where you be as young as he is, the 59 now wedi no. And ka ode na do beko. All those who want beko there, ka wan ko challenge for leadership because the leadership or challenge kura no win or the co-opposition. Or the co-opposition. Nemo memene na minim se me co-opposition and come challenge it. Come akɔtena fie. Na bia some years back this is 35 years down the line. Na so what him come e bia what sorry say bia o pese we lead. Because at the moment he has no credibility.
He has
within
no
his
credibility.
own party. He has no credibility.
Thank you, comrade.
So clearly, no. But me and you be a why alternative. Say onu neba be lead MPP for no way.
Yo, me that's a comrade. Say what they submission about. Say Dr. Bawumia has no credibility to avail himself to be voted for again as a president of the Republic of Ghana. Esan say yeah, Dr. Bawumia needs credibility inti me comment a chat to we are my last comment from me comment so na ye djumedi about every year. Now let's see the comment I have here. Was say way Oforiata is stealing for them. That's why he don't want to change him. We free Minatu Adamu Eho. And we free Francis Kuno. Was a good work. Build up to 2024. All the youths are involved. I hope and pray when we come to power, our NDC leaders will consider the youth in the party and party folks first. I'll say Ajenkwa Media House. Chairman, you have said it all. Thank you, Eti, for Yadamase. Say more Edemo comment about with Daniel Eho. Was it the system is messed up by visionless ministers and leaders? Yo, Eti, for Yadamase. Say more demo comment. Ene Madrin Chere Abba Yadamase Monya Daji Atnase Atweye. Me call me guest one of my my last comment. It my last comment. Me Jeffrey a year comrade Daniel Tukono eho na yede idwumadi no abewie. I'll go to my guests for his last comment. Comrade Dan, in 1 minute, what are your last comments or your last thoughts?
Comrades, Mr. Kuyoli, I thank you very much for giving this opportunity again. Just 1 minute. Okay, finally, we don't have to waste too much time on anything again. If egg falls down and it breaks, you don't go and pick it up again for anything. That means our leaders have disappointed us. So they should all go and finished.
Thank you. Simple and short, simplicity.
Yeah.
The leaders has failed us, so they should all go. Thank you very much, comrade. Thank you so much for having time to join us. Thank you for your wonderful submission. Thank you for the enlightenment. Thank you that you made time from your busy schedules to be with us today. I think our viewers have really enjoyed your contribution to the show. Many thanks. Now, let me switch to Comrade Sabato. May call Comrade Sabato and Amako Johnson. The last comment. Na said the media. Comrade Sabato, in 1 minute, last comment.
In a minute, it's unfortunate to say, New DBS Honorable sending me a little bit message about the branch elections, was very successful and peaceful. The constituency election did not take place because all the executive went on a post. We just had some persons swapping their positions so far. So good. And free. And from the Honorable himself, his office, from the Honorable's office, we are still taking care of the needs of our constituents in the areas of trade, medical, school fees, and personal support on the daily basis. Something that Honorable Adams, especially they needed, especially when it comes to hospital activities. A lot of more or 2 years to on for taking care of and currently so yenya old lady be ane dan she gujurable kra we new be asia o ma start say omusi for Friday then amano so far new be asia constituency there is very unity there. The people are focused and they are ever ready for the 2024 election. Meanwhile, we have said about Baumia is not fit to lead the MPP, not to talk about him being fit to lead Ghana. At the moment, he could talk to Omoka Krakakra because Omona constitution, I'm more mandate to say Omon trap the 2 years and I then Akano. But I now say Omoji pay, Omoji other benefit, and nothing that they be make say they have a duty of care. A duty of care to provide to the Ghanaians because their taxes in it at the moment. Omuye bibia, omodakwa, omuntua tax. And they have 2 years mandate. They need to make some things change. Yeah, expect say I was so mutimi edi measures bi gu ha inflation rate a ekosuri enko nkodru 40 eso betimi ate ye dollar to the cedi fight ebetimi aye stable and say to betimi ate aba bebi e ewo. They need to find something to the traders and then omu shop they want to manage them as an NDC for they need to make sure say amafo a omu for omajuma pay no hold up to 5 to 6 to 8 months. I think say also person we a normal for now the Ghana card the baby a normal for people's pay don't need to wait. At least so for be a juma say national subsidy for year so munko ekura now say ube to your ubi kana 2 months be won't to your car fine. But 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 aden again our person say ni panoye enti ye besra wo Wamona ye betimi at the moment Nanado ni ye betimi abon the 3 so say or no okuta all the powers but Nana lusu for focus president utimi yusu pipa emiedi mraso no utimi kokumase ekoshia DCs any ahen for to fight galamsey something you put your presidency on the line damre nka wasa wo fight enti na utimi fight because wa party for and beka say party here sika wo Nanado na ye benefit Sasamono, Satamone, and then can expect to say Ghanaian youth ever capture the state and making sure say president and resign because say ye quote Yagalam say that's a party say party here sika and who is the beneficiary? Nanado na party no munye sikana on the president into on the beneficiary no. One to me and what I would ever seen there, one to me and she will be to say a Professor Frimpong Boateng, Ekowe Wusi, Charles Bisiwo. They are all still enjoying the money that they have on the Galamsey field. Meanwhile, we need a leadership change. The Akufo-Addo and Baumia need to arrive and do something good for the nation to move on. We cannot continue this way. And yes, any about Ghana. On one kasa ne kase yeti sikaso. Sa sikano. So MPP for no matina so ayesere omo. Omumpeja omumu. Na sikano so entimentre ewo Ghana afana bebre. Na ye nuanom ene ye maamenom ene ye nua nkuma no muntimi nya bi emfendi omudwa meda se ene such platform opportunity a ode ma ye nda na jose ye mbeka Ghana ho asem ne yanka ye NDC ho asem ne yanka say NDC elections na eba no we want it to be peaceful. We know say there may be 1 or 2 issues but we don't want to go where our opponents were before. Said ye be ya omunya ye ho asem bebre nka no people need to learn to see say baby I make is it really say I can go there met me a winnie samehwana ma ho ade na nso a met me a resign just to make things work because we are all an NDC. It doesn't matter saying the team be bana o kan ho na team be bana o kan ho, then you become a bad loser. Only nam na afede e o ka party ni ho asem da bi enya saa ene ye detete ye so also wo do party a wo ka ho wo nka ho you need to be a fan wo de wo free say this is the party a the ideology no any the way o moko no eno ene ma wo ye party ba so ye besere say election ya e ba so yi ye make your voice no very 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 neat said ye be ya yen kasentia ye ho ema ye nuanom mfa no na ye ba radio so an say ye be ka ba umiane na na do ho asem no na ye defend ye ne ankase ye party asem yes we cannot go but if we unite and be under the one umbrella now then we can win 2024 and beyond. Thank you very much, Minia.
Thank you very much, Comrade Sabato, for your wonderful last submissions. I mean, sure, I will not make council say a year NDC German chapter. Election timetable. They have 200 T4 any other for my so branch elections, them nominations, no more filing any idea. Said the Comrade Sabato carry internal elections. So the fact that nipa me April there back doesn't mean you no. The fact that me support us, me support us, me say as me penasem no, a democracy. One can only support one candidate. So you making sure say we should follow the timetable. A chapter at the abapeto hormono na ye making sure be we because one. So be on our own TRC, you set appeals committee which may appeal against whatever decision that will be taken as far as your nominations are concerned. Until no, follow Emra na yendi Emra. So yes, all other branches, different branches now so say making sure say register no, update because here credible register. So if you know that the register you have sent to the chapter is not accurate, I mean, the note is contact the General Secretary and then make corrections to your register. Now, me that for us so say munya daje etwen ye etena se na mutie ye nyankopon onhira mo pa for we my show NDCHour Moson for Africa ko yole metrem mo ema ye Comrade Peter Mensah na me nhira mo me den chia ema NDC German chapter nyina ye chairman Dake and ye General Secretary Jerome nchia nkoma mo nchia nkoma me communication officer Comrade Jasper nchia nkoma all the communication team members nyina ene more support behind the scenes me Remfi me Bielefeld branch me chairman ba chairman Tom and all the executives and all the members in Bielefeld branch nchia nkoma mo nyina Mishramu. Namuma Remfi se 19th November ye ko Amsterdam. Ako welcome ye incoming president, former President John Dramani Mahama Amsterdam on the 19th of November. Etifo se munyabre editi. Thank you.
Say ona go be dey off for much money about fine. Police and FA fine. Oh, me to water flat. Say mo yen ble on much money ka plo. Onyele shiache. Onyele. Eni onuko nuko. Bema o fi eye. Abopo.